Hello and welcome to this Tuesday night NVL clash between the Kennedy Eagles and the visiting Crosby Bulldogs. I'm Nate Zielinski, and this broadcast is presented by DET Sports Media and Sky Channel 16. Conference matchups like these always come with a little bit more energy, but with both of these schools representing the city of Waterbury, this one should be action-packed from start to finish. An early season win will be on the line tonight, as well as a whole lot of pride. Crosby invades Kennedy tonight with a 3-0 record and will look to stay perfect on the young season. Kennedy comes into tonight's game 1-0 and looking to protect home court. Both of these teams have plenty of veterans and offensive firepower. Tonight should be a good one. The home team, the Kennedy Eagles, will be decked out in the white uniforms tonight with the dark blue and gold trim. The visiting Crosby Bulldogs are decked out in blue with red and white trim. Now for the starting lineups. Number 14, junior Jason Robinson will start for the Bulldogs. Number 2, John Rivera, a senior. Number 13, a sophomore getting the start tonight, Connie Glenn. DJ Melendez, number 25, a sophomore, will also be in the starting lineup. And rounding it out is sophomore number 10, Busy Beeman. Now for your home team, the Kennedy Eagles. A warm reception from the crowd. The gym is packed tonight. Sincere Alves, number 5, gets the start for the Kennedy Eagles. Number 10, Manny Beeman. Number 21, David Zielinski, will also start for the Eagles tonight. Hakeem Trueheart, number 24, gets the nod. And number 20, Chauncey Hicks, rounds out the starting 5 for the Kennedy Eagles. The crowd and players are now rise for the national anthem. And with the formalities out of the way, let's get down to basketball. As I mentioned, offensive firepower will be a huge key in tonight's game. Kennedy, in their only performance this season, has a 107-39 win against Derby. And for Crosby, their 3 dominant wins come with them scoring at least 79 points in each game. 82.3 points per game on the season, and their 3 wins read like this: 86-36, 79-56, and 82-49. So Crosby is no stranger to dominant and easy wins early on in the season. These matchups can sometimes come down to who paid a little bit more attention on the details when both teams are so skilled offensively. So we'll see which team focus a little bit harder this week with their coach and can execute the game plan a little bit better. Just moments away from tip-off now. Refs getting introduced. Final warning to tuck in the jerseys. And the ball's about to be tossed up in the air. And here we go. We're underway at Kennedy High School in Waterbury. The tip is won by the Kennedy Eagles. Number 10, Busy Beeman, comes into the front court. Off the 24 for the Kennedy Eagles. Tough defense here early on. The wide open three from the wing. Splash. Number 24 there for the bucket for the Kennedy Eagles. That's going to be Hakeem Trueheart getting on the board first. 3-0 Kennedy. One thing Crosby's going to want to avoid tonight is a slow start. I did mention their dominant wins, but in their last game, they only managed 7 first quarter points, 7-5 against Seymour. They ended up being able to pull away in that one, 82-49, but I'm sure the coach is going to be looking for a little bit better start than 7 points tonight. We had a foul here on the first possession. Crosby to inbound. It's into number 25, DJ Melendez into the front court. Off to 2, Jonathan Rivera. Robinson at the top of the key, number 14. Good weave action here early on by Crosby. Not formulating an open shot just yet. Here comes Rivera. Dribbles, step back, deep 2. Gets fouled. It doesn't go, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. That step back was close. He did have a foot on the line, though, so this will be a 2-shot foul here. And Rivera gets the roll and the first points for the Crosby Bulldogs. It's 3-1 now. 7:17 left in the first quarter. Free throw routine for Rivera. Up and back rim, no good. Rebound tapped around and Kennedy controls. That'll be number 10, Busy Beeman, looking to break this press here a little bit. Off to Trueheart, who's already nailed the jumper tonight. Sincere Alves on the cut to the rack, and he's fouled. Good aggressive drive there for Kennedy. And Alves will look to add to the lead that Kennedy already has. 3-1. Not a minute gone by yet in the first quarter here. 7:05 on the clock. Back rim for Sincere Alves. I heard the Kennedy cheerleaders cheering for Alves on that, but might have been at the wrong time, right as he went up for a shot. The second one with no distraction is true, and it's 4-1 Kennedy. Here comes DJ Melendez again running the offense for Crosby. Looks to drive, but cut off by Beeman. Looking for a pass now. Nobody gets open. Rivera loses the handle, and here comes Kennedy on the break. Beeman tracks it down, goes in for the layup, and gets the roll off the glass. Lets Crosby know about it. That was a tough finish as well, and it's now 6-1 Kennedy. Here comes Robinson now down the lane, loses the handle on the drive. Beeman, Alves, stutter step on the wing, all the way to the rack again. It's blocked this time for Alves, but he goes up again and rejected again. Jonathan Rivera says, I don't think so. Cross-court pass for 3. Rebound tapped around. We're in a little bit of a frenzy here now as Alves looks to control the pace. Off to Trueheart. Busy Beeman comes back available at the top of the key. Excuse me, Manny Beeman, I apologize. Manny Beeman, number 10 for Kennedy. Shot there for Chauncey Hicks is no good. Rivera controls the rebound. He pulls up for 3. Off the back rim. Battle for the board. It's going to be controlled by Crosby. DJ Melendez, the corner 3 is no good, and it's tracked down by Trueheart. I know it's early on, but Hakeem Trueheart has already won name of the night for me with that last name. That ball goes out of bounds, but it will stay with Kennedy. They have the ball in the lead early on in the first quarter here. No real rhythm to the game yet, but there have been a couple baskets scored. That inbounds pass is knocked away by number 10, Busy Beeman. So we've got Busy Beeman, number 10 on Crosby, and number 10, Manny Beeman on Kennedy. That's one way to confuse a commentator, but we'll get through it. Inbounds pass here again for Kennedy. Number 21 goes up strong and gets the finish. That's David Zielinski. He's on the board, and it's now 8-1 in favor of the Kennedy Eagles. Here comes DJ Melendez. Shakes a defender off. Looking for help. Crosby still moving the ball. Can't break this Kennedy defense. They have come to play. Rivera to the rack and gets the finish. We're chippy here early. He lets Kennedy know how impressive that move was, and it's 8-3 now for Crosby. That's their first bucket of the game. Trueheart again on the wing, couple of fakes. Sincere Alves thinks about the deep three, but drives. Draws contact, but nothing calls, and gets a couple bounces on the rim, and the shot drops. So it's 10-3 now, Kennedy Eagles. Good response after Crosby's first bucket. Rivera looks like he wants to take over, but he finds Robinson at the top of the key. Robinson's going to drive, pop. And just great defense there. Blocked by Trueheart. Goes out of bounds off Crosby. We have an early sub here. Manny Escobales comes in for DJ Melendez. Head coach Nick Augelli makes the first switch of the game. Head coach Ryan Sullivan remains with his starting five on the floor, and that's a travel called by the ref there. Looks like number 20 got a little bit too excited. Chauncey Hicks caught the ball, took a few steps before he put that ball down. That's going to result in a travel. So here comes Escobales now into the front court. Off to 10. 10 finds Jonathan Rivera on the wing. He tries to dribble, and that's going the other way. Another turnover. Crosby's getting caught in a little one-on-one game here. They're not really passing and moving the ball like they were on their first couple possessions, and it's coming back to bite him here. Forced jump shots. Dribbling when there's nowhere to go. So early on, Crosby struggling to find that shooting touch. And here we go. The ball's inbounds, and we're underway again. Manny Beeman trying to get into the front court, finds Trueheart. Off to Alves, top of the key. That pass is deflected away to Robinson. Up to Escobales. He's going to drive, and that gets deflected away. More great defense here by the Kennedy Eagles. Their hair is on fire as of right now, but that's going to be an errant pass picked off by Crosby, and a foul by number 21 there, David Zielinski. More subs. DJ Melendez comes back in. That was a quick break. Manny Escobales on the bench. And in comes number 30, Lyndon Frederick, for the Crosby Bulldogs, his first appearance. Here comes DJ Melendez. That pass is tipped, but finds its target. Number 14 here on the wing. Rivera cuts again, drives, front rim, no good, tapped around. Pulled down by Zielinski, and that's going to be a foul called on Rivera. Helps Zielinski back up and heads down to the floor. He's definitely frustrated in the early going. He's got all three Crosby points, but a couple turnovers, couple missed shots. Crosby Bulldogs have yet to find their rhythm on the road here. Kennedy been stuck on 10 points, so let's see if they can extend their lead with 3:50 left in the first quarter. Beaming into the front court. Alves off to Chauncey Hicks, number 20, and that pass is picked off. Oh, picked off again. Look what I found. And Manny Beeman puts it in for the easy bucket. 12-3 Kennedy. Melendez pass tipped again. Kennedy is active in these passing lanes. The defense came to play. Here comes Crosby again, fumbling around. And that's going to be a jump ball, our first of the night. Possession arrow favors the Crosby Bulldogs. They'll keep it here with 3:24 on the clock. Melendez to inbound underneath the basket. Number 11, Andre Arrington, checks into the game, and Connie Glenn will take a seat on the bench. So Crosby looks like they could be the deeper team here tonight. We'll see if that comes into effect. They've already subbed a couple times as Kennedy is keeping their starters out here. Number 41, Ergi Musalari has checked into the game for the Kennedy Eagles. So they have made their first switch here. Inbounds play. Melendez searching and does find Robinson, who's on the baseline now. Drives into the paint. Melendez, corner Rivera, wide open. And the three is long. That looked really good. And then we have a foul here on Crosby as Beeman tries to make his way up the court. Five on the floor for the Kennedy Eagles are Musolari, Beeman, Trueheart, Hicks, and Alves. And Crosby now has Melendez, Robinson, Rivera, number 11, Andre Arrington, and number 30, Lyndon Frederick as well. Kennedy is going to inbound the ball after that foul. Beeman looks to the coach for instructions and starts to make his way into the front court. Once again, he does find Trueheart on the wing, who kicks it to Alves. Alves to Beeman in the corner. Pump fake on the three. Into Musolari, into the paint. Let's see if he can go up strong. And he gets fouled. He does. Can't get the basket to go, but he'll shoot two with 2:55 left on the ticker here in the first quarter. All Kennedy in the early going. Musolari connects on the first one, and the lead is now double digits for the first time tonight, 13-3 Kennedy. And he makes it 2 for 2 with a swish on the second free throw. Nice form there for Musolari. Here comes Crosby. Melendez zips into the front court. They look for the give and go, but it's picked off again. Anything Crosby's trying is being denied by the Kennedy Eagles right now. Alves lines up for three, and it's just off. Rebound tipped around, and it comes to number 10 for Crosby. They're going to try to push the pace again, and we've got another jump ball. It's going to be Kennedy ball this time. Great rebound there by number 10, Busy Beeman, but the pass was a little too quick. Melendez came down, and Alves was in his kitchen looking to strip that one away. The jump ball, like I said, favors Kennedy, and into the front court comes Manny Beeman. They double team him, but he can find Alves pretty easily. He's going to skip it across to Trueheart, and he passes that off just before the foot comes down. Alves drives after a fake, looking for contact, not going to get the call, and the rebound's going to come into the hands of Rivera. He zips a pass ahead to 11, Andre Arrington, and the soft layup is good. Great move there by Crosby. They weren't fooling around. Get the rebound and up the court quick. Easy deuce. 14-5. The lead is back to single digits for the Kennedy Eagles. Trueheart with the floater. Answers right back. What a move by Hakeem Trueheart. Kennedy pays at pace as well. Layup on this Crosby possession is no good, and there's going to be an out of bounds and in favor of the Kennedy Eagles. I don't believe they called a foul there. I think it was just tapped out by the eager Crosby defenders. Here comes Manny Beeman. Alves flanking him to the right if he needs the help, and he finds him. Surveys the floor. Chauncey Hicks on the wing to Beeman in the corner. Alves top of the key. He zips it to Trueheart. He wasn't really expecting the pass, but look at that fancy maneuver into the paint. Musolari's shot gets blocked. Tipped around, and Crosby comes away with it. It's Rivera again. Spin move up to number 25, Melendez, and he lays it in. Jonathan Rivera continues to make plays and keep Crosby in the game. It's now 16-7 as we get towards the last minute of the first quarter. This is going to be a big last minute here. Crosby needs to stay in within reach and get some confidence brewing for the second quarter. Musolari, though, easy layup. Good find by Sincere Alves. He wants to quiet down the crowd, and it's now 18-7. Here comes Jason Robinson now into the front court for Crosby off to Rivera. And they're going to call an illegal screen here, and Kennedy is all jacked up. They know they got the momentum early on, and they want to keep it. Slide out of bounds here for the Kennedy Eagles. It'll be Chauncey Hicks to inbound. Manny Beeman gets a well-deserved rest there on the bench, so Trueheart will take over at the point guard position. He gets it into the front court, hounded by Melendez. Chauncey Hicks comes to set a screen, denied, but Melendez says, I'll take that, and he'll go right to the rack. Pump fake, layup is good. Great move there by DJ Melendez. So Manny Beeman out for a possession, and it haunts the Kennedy Eagles. That's a turnover and an easy deuce. Tipped from behind by Melendez again. He is starting to get real active here, helping out Jonathan Rivera in the early going. 11, Andre Arrington finds number 4 in the corner for Crosby. The 3 won't go. Good rebound and tipped out of bounds. Busy Beeman flew in for the rebound in a quick pass, but it was tipped out by Kennedy, so it'll remain Crosby ball. Number 4, Chris Spears is in the game. His corner 3 was no good, but now he'll inbound the ball for Crosby in a pretty tough position here. 10.2 seconds on the clock in the first quarter. Crosby's going to have to act fast once they get this ball inbounded. Refs are talking to both players here. That's Hakeem Trueheart and DJ Melendez. They've been active early for their respective teams. Should be a hard-fought battle all night. Melendez trying to break free and does. He'll look to reset, but he doesn't have much time. 6 on the clock. Here comes Rivera for 3. Oh, no good. And that'll be the horn to end the first quarter. So just like last game, Crosby's going to stay in single digits in the first quarter. They roared back to take a commanding win in that last game, so let's see if that becomes a formula for success here. But as it stands, it's 18-9 in favor of the Kennedy Eagles. Standouts in the first quarter for Kennedy include Sincere Alves, Manny Beeman, and Hakeem Trueheart. On the other side for Crosby, Jonathan Rivera kept him in the game, but other starter Jason Robinson was quiet. They'll be looking to get him going. Andre Arrington and DJ Melendez played a pivotal role, did what they could, played some great defense, made some transition layups. And Crosby's still in with a shot, but they're going to need to change that momentum as quick as they can here to start the second. As I mentioned, both teams coming tonight undefeated. Crosby 3-0, Kennedy 1-0. So one of these teams is going to go home feeling the taste of defeat for the first time this season. Crosby ready to go here for the second quarter. Kennedy getting some last-second instructions from head coach Ryan Sullivan. He's got to like what he saw from his team in the first quarter. If I were him, I'd say do the same thing you just did for the first 8 minutes. And it looks like we're about to get set. The ref hands the ball to number 2, Jonathan Rivera here. And he'll get it into 25, DJ Melendez. Off to Robinson. Rivera. And the ref calls him for that travel. He was a little bit indecisive and said that he picked both feet up there. The starters are back in for the Crosby Bulldogs. But Ergi Musalari stays in for the Kennedy Eagles. And number 23, Isaiah Tucker, is in the game now as well for the first time. Hakeem Trueheart's out there. Chauncey Hicks is out there, as well as Sincere Alves. So Manny Beeman still getting that well-deserved rest on the bench. Let's see how long Sullivan keeps him out for. Musalari in trouble, but finds Alves, who wants to dish it to Hicks, but it's picked off by Crosby. Up ahead to Rivera. He does great to keep possession, but can't get a layup. Number 10 with the drive now. Busy Beeman hard to the rack. He gets fouled. Can't make the layup, but he'll shoot 2 free throws. Crosby looking to draw first blood in the second quarter here at the free throw line with Busy Beeman. Manny Beeman now looking to check back into the game for the Kennedy Eagles. First free throw is up and good for Beeman. And Hakeem Trueheart will get his first rest of the night as Manny Beeman comes in. So we got the battle of the Beemans here. Busy Beeman at the line. Manny Beeman, the electric point guard for the Kennedy Eagles so far. Beeman, though, 2 for 2 from the line, and it's 18-11, so Crosby a little bit closer here. On a bit of a run. Cut the deficit to 7. Beeman off to number 23 at the top of the key. He looks for Alves, finds Musalari, and the Crosby defense has turned it up a notch. They begin to swarm. That's a jump ball. It's going to stay with Kennedy, but Crosby has picked up the pace and intensity, so Kennedy's going to have to respond now. They've yet to score here in the second quarter, and Crosby will not go quietly after a disappointing first quarter. Alves looks to break free. Nobody can. He's going to find Beeman, but nope. Picked off by number 13. All the way to the rack. Looked for the foul. Didn't get it, and the layup won't go for Connie Glenn. Here comes Manny Beeman now into the front court, all the way to the rack. Finds Alves in the corner. Thought about the 3. Drives. Kicks. And Melendez comes away with it again. We've been saying that all night, but Manny Beeman says, I don't think so. Tips the ball away and grabs it. Up ahead to Alves. Down low to Chauncey Hicks. Number 23 from the wing for 3 is no good. Isaiah Tucker's first shot will not connect. Here comes Jonathan Rivera. Robinson at the top of the key now. He'll shoot the 3. And smooth like butter. Jason Robinson's first shot goes in, so he'll look to get his offense going in the second quarter. More than capable wingman to Jonathan Rivera. Manny Beeman comes right back to draw the foul, though. Exactly what Kennedy needed to stem the tide here, as Crosby on a 5-0 run to start the quarter, and the lead is just 4 for the Kennedy Eagles. I don't expect that to be the last shot for Jason Robinson either. That was a very smooth 3-point jump shot there to get Crosby as close as they have been in a long time, and Beeman's going to miss the first free throw, so the lead stays 18-14. Manny Escobales checks back into the game for Crosby, as well as number 4, Chris Spears. Jason Robinson to the bench. They'll be looking to get back out as soon as possible. 2 missed free throws for Manny Beeman, but Kennedy gets the rebound, and Alves goes to the rack and fouled. The Crosby bench does not like the call, but Alves will go to the line to shoot 2. .6:15 remaining in the second quarter of this tightly contested Naugatuck Valley League Conference matchup. Sincere Alves at the line. And his free throw is no good, so Kennedy now 0 for 3 from the line here in the second quarter. They're unable to add to their point total here. Alves will have one more shot. And he gets that one to go. That'll break the ice for the Kennedy Eagles in the second quarter. It's now 19-14. Here comes Manny Escobales, picks up his dribble, but finds Chris Spears. He looks to drive and throws it away, intended for Jonathan Rivera, but he had already made his cut. Kennedy Eagles will take over near midcourt. Number 20, Chauncey Hicks, will inbound to Beeman. Escobales just playing excellent defense until that foul by Manny Beeman. And those two get well acquainted. Here comes the ref to say, knock it off. Escobales with the great defensive pressure. Try to grab that ball from Manny Beeman. He didn't take a liking to that. A little bit of a forearm shiver. Nothing else to come of it. No escalation there. That's always good to see, but these players are definitely leaving it all out on the court tonight. There's Waterbury bragging rights on the line. As I mentioned earlier in the pregame, both of these teams represent the city of Waterbury. Manny Beeman, due to the Kennedy Eagles being in the bonus, will shoot 1-and-1 here at the line. The fouls have mounted up for Crosby. That'll be something that they need to keep their eye on as we get into the later stages here of the first half. Beeman this time will make the free throw. He and Chris Spears get to know each other a little bit better at the free throw line there. And the refs are going to step in again. They're taking note of this. The players are trying to chirp under their masks here a little bit. This is going to be an intense game from start to finish. And the refs want to make sure it doesn't go any farther. We got one free throw here for Manny Beeman after he made the first. Beeman 2 for 2 at the line. And Manny Escobalis will bring the ball up into the front court as Crosby tries to answer. Beeman will get charged for the reach-in foul as Escobalis tried to drive. Crosby not in the penalty yet. That's the 6th team foul for the Kennedy Eagles, so Crosby's going to inbound here. Spears looks for Rivera, tapped away by Alves. Take 2 for the Crosby Bulldogs for the inbound here with 5 for 38 left in the second quarter. Chris Spears again. This time he finds number 13, and Crosby will start their possession. Connie Glenn off to Escobalis. Some dribbling there, and again he'll draw a foul. Diminutive in stature, but tough to guard here. The Kennedy Eagles cannot get low enough, and Escobalis earns a trip to the line with another hard drive to the hoop. It'll be 1-1 though, so he'll need to make the first one here to earn the second. That's going to go off the back rim, tapped around. Guess who? Escobalis. He's all over the place. Dish to the wing. Three-pointer lined up, but is long for Connie Glenn. And this time it's Escobalis guilty of a foul. Hakeem Trueheart had grabbed the rebound, and he'll head to the line now for a 1-1. Both these teams have struggled to score here in the early going, but Trueheart will look to add to the lead. That free throw is good. 22-14 now in favor of the Kennedy Eagles after Trueheart nails the first free throw. Second one is up and off the back rim. 2 Crosby players go up for the rebound. 1 comes down with it, and we've got a jump ball. Busy Beeman was able to grab that rebound, but not avoid the jump ball. Crosby maintains possession, but the arrow goes back to the Kennedy Eagles. Manny Escobalis is going to dribble it up into the front court and find Jonathan Rivera on the wing. He drives baseline, pulls up, and the jumper is true. Rattles around, but finds the bottom of the net. Rivera scores for the first time in the second quarter for the Crosby Bulldogs. He definitely looks like the true leader of the team out there, so they're going to be relying on him throughout this attempted comeback. Alves gets his own miss. Looks to get his own miss again. Tapped out of bounds by Chauncey Hicks. That'll be Crosby ball. Crosby has outscored Kennedy 7-4 here in the second quarter, so they've been able to cut into the lead, but not by much. Escobalis and Rivera come up, and Crosby will start their offense here with Chris Spears, Busy Beeman, and Andre Arrington, who fires the corner three, and it goes down. How about that? Hakeem Trueheart called for the foul, and the 4-point play for Andre Arrington is on the table right now. Silky smooth jumper, no hesitation. Great shot there by Arrington. He's got 5 points in the early going. He made a fast break layup in the first quarter for Crosby. And he'll look to cut the lead to just 2 points here. Jonathan Rivera called for the lane violation on that one, and there will be no free throw attempt. So no 4-point play, but a much-needed 3 for Crosby and Andre Arrington, and now the lead is cut to 3. It's a 10-3 run in the second quarter now for the Crosby Bulldogs. 10-4 run, excuse me. Sincere Alves left all alone. Hakeem Trueheart says too easy as they went to double team him, and Alves was left wide open. Not a smart move, and Kennedy is able to extend that lead. They needed that bucket in the worst way. Here comes Rivera looking to answer at the top of the key. He'll drive and put it up, and he's fouled by 41, Musalari, who is beside himself. But Rivera will go to the line. He is in go mode. The second he touches the ball, Jonathan Rivera has been all over the court tonight for the Crosby Bulldogs, doing his best to keep them in the game. DJ Melendez and Andre Arrington have chipped in as well here. Shooting foul, so Rivera's going to get 2, and he makes the first one. The second free throw rolls out, but there's Busy Beeman. Johnny on the spot puts in the offensive rebound, and we're down to a 2-point game again, 24-22 Kennedy Eagles. Speaking of 24, here comes Hakeem Trueheart. Gets to the elbow, dishes it to Sincere Alves. That 3 is no good. Chris Spears rips down the rebound, finds Rivera, head up in transition, and I believe that ball went off the head of Andre Arrington. He apologizes for getting hit in the head with the basketball, but he did get in the way of Rivera's intended pass. Kennedy catches a little bit of a break there as they were scrambling back on defense, but no harm, no foul. And no points for Crosby on that possession. Hakeem Trueheart crosses mid-court, surveys the floor, dishes it to Alves in the corner, who finds Musalari, and he sneaks in for another layup. Musalari has provided a spark off the bench for the Kennedy Eagles with a couple buckets and a couple free throws. He has 6 points on the game tonight, 26-22. Hakeem Trueheart telegraphs the pass, picks it off, drives to the hoop, and bailed out by a block. I don't think he knew what he wanted to do on that drive, but Andre Arrington gets called for the blocking foul. Trueheart earns a trip to the line. As Alves and Musalari have definitely taken on the scoring output tonight for the Kennedy Eagles. Trueheart will look to add to his tally. The first free throw is going to hit the back rim, though, with 3:26 left in the first half here at Kennedy High School in Waterbury. Again, this broadcast is brought to you by DET Sports Media and Sky Channel 16. Trueheart's second free throw is true. He gets the roll. So it's 27-22 Kennedy. Rivera inbounds to Escobales. Looking for an open man. He's going to find an Arrington, who's cutting. He dishes it off to number 30, and he gets the roll. Lyndon Frederick scores for the first time tonight on the nice find by Arrington. So Andre Arrington beginning to make his presence felt here in the second quarter for the Crosby Bulldogs. Hakeem Trueheart comes right back to Sincere Alves. Crosby wanted a double dribble. They won't get it, but they will get the ball after the errant pass. Here comes Manny Escobales. No look to Rivera. Corner 3, and in and out. He wanted that one desperately. Musalari rips away the rebound, but the pass is behind the head of number 23, Isaiah Tucker, and the Kennedy Eagles can't capitalize on the transition opportunity. Into the front court is number 15, Manny Escobales. Hands it off to number 2, Jonathan Rivera. Chris Spears drives baseline. Number 30 is under the hoop again. This time the layup won't go for Lyndon Frederick. And we've got a foul here as Kennedy tries to advance up the front court. With a break in the action, we'll check time and score here. Kennedy Eagles 27, Crosby Bulldogs 24. 2 of 27 remaining in this entertaining first half. The Crosby Bulldogs have yet to have a lead in this game. as Hakeem Trueheart started the night off with a 3 from the wing. The biggest lead has been 11 for Kennedy, but it stands at 3 right now. Crosby's tenacious defense and timely shooting has been able to keep them in the game. They're getting contributions from almost everywhere tonight too, which has helped them. The three-headed monster for Kennedy has been Sincere Alves, Hakeem Trueheart, and the man at the line, Ergi Musalari. He's looking for points 7 and 8 of the night. First free throw is good. Musalari looking to connect again from the line. This time it's back rim and no good. Bounced around a couple times, but it does not go. Jonathan Rivera into the front court, takes on the whole Kennedy defense, drives to the rack, no good. Offensive rebound, and putback won't go either for number 13, Connie Glenn, but he's fouled and will go to the free throw line. Fouls have definitely been the story of this second quarter here. Kennedy started off this quarter missing their first 3, but they've made it to the line continuously, as well as the Crosby Bulldogs. Both teams are now in the double bonus. Connie Glenn connects on the first free throw. And it's now a one-possession game, 28-25 Kennedy. Can Glenn make his second? He can. Easy money there for Connie Glenn, and it's 28-26 with 2:15 left in the second quarter. Hakeem Trueheart dribbles up into the front court, screened by Hicks, but the pass is tipped. Gets right back to Hakeem Trueheart, and he made that look easy. That is not how he planned it, but he'll take the deflection that fell in his lap and convert the layup and extend the lead for the Kennedy Eagles. Back comes Melendez, ripped away, and Sincere Alves leads the charge. Look out. Alves versus Rivera, spin move, and Sincere Alves flexes his muscle. He's making a habit of getting to the rack tonight for the Kennedy Eagles. They're in their 2-3 zone here, looking to contain Rivera. He drives, gets bumped. Are they going to call in one? They are. Jonathan Rivera headed to the line after a nifty mid-range jumper there. Kennedy can't believe the continuation was granted, but nonetheless a great move by Jonathan Rivera. Refs take a minute to talk to head coach Ryan Sullivan here before Rivera tries to convert the three-point play. Jonathan Rivera is money from the line, and we've got a three-point game, 32-29 in favor of the Kennedy Eagles. Here comes Trueheart now. Can the Eagles answer? This game has picked up in intensity and performance here in the second quarter, and the Crosby Bulldogs swat away a layup attempt by number 34 on the Kennedy Eagles. A great transition is capped off by Jonathan Rivera, courtesy of DJ Melendez. 32-31. Crosby now within striking distance of getting their first lead. Trueheart the drive. And the foul. Looked like it could have been a jump ball there, but the ref decides to call the foul. Contact on the arm, and number 25, DJ Melendez, called for the foul. Trueheart out the line. And he'll make the first one. So now it's 33-31 Kennedy as we near halftime. 1:10 left in the quarter. Kennedy has been in control the entire game. They're going to want to head into the locker room with the lead. The second free throw is no good, though, and it's grabbed by Chris Spears. Jonathan Rivera has found his mojo. He is looking to add to his total tonight. Spin move on Alves, who just got him with that a possession ago. And Rivera is pumped, but he headbutts the ball. Let's see what the ref decides to do here. Is he going to tee him up for the delay of game there? If nothing else, the Crosby Bulldogs have tied the game with that bucket by Rivera. 33-33 with 56 seconds left. Looks like it'll be a delay of game warning for Jonathan Rivera. He gets a little lucky there after the headbutt. The spin move was elite, though. He and Alves are 1-1 now with spin moves converted for layups on each other. That battle is brewing, and looks like it'll be a good one to watch in the second half. Sincere Alves versus Jonathan Rivera. 33-33, Andre Arrington steps in front of the pass, but he steps out of bounds. Kennedy maintains possession with 44.4 seconds in the first half. Number 34, Robert Angus, is in the game now for the Kennedy Eagles, as well as number 20, Chauncey Hicks, number 5, Sincere Alves, number 24, Hakeem Trueheart. And after a great pass from Alves, a travel by Chauncey Hicks denies the layup. Number 25, Jabari James, rounds out the lineup for the Kennedy Eagles. DJ Melendez, Jonathan Rivera, Connie Glenn, Andre Arrington, and Chris Spears are going to finish this first half for the Crosby Bulldogs as they look for their first lead of the night. Escobalas thought about checking in, but retreats back to his seat at the bench. Head coach Nick Augelli changed his mind. Jonathan Rivera into the front court, 30 seconds left, second quarter here. Crosby pulls up for three, no good. Denied their first lead of the game is Crosby, but offensive rebound for Connie Glenn. He needs help though in the corner. Rivera, top of the key, dribbles behind the back, and he jars another foul. It's going to be a block on Hakeem Trueheart. Kennedy growing weary of the officiating here. Crosby seeming to get a couple calls in their favor down the stretch here in the second quarter. Again, it stands 33-33. Rivera at the line. Can Crosby take the lead? They can. The Jonathan Rivera free throw rattles in, and just like that, Crosby with their first lead of the night, 34-33 with 14 and a half seconds left in the first half. Swish on the second for Rivera. He gets a much-deserved rest as he heads to the bench for what should be the last possession of the half. Number 40, Khalif Willard, checks into the game. JV standout before our game. He led Crosby to a win. And he gets some varsity time as a result. Sincere Alves in the corner for James. Bad pass that Arrington picks off, and he's just going to take a seat here on the floor. The jump ball favors Kennedy, but heading into the second half, Crosby will now get the ball first. 0.6 seconds left on the clock. What can Kennedy come up with? They're just going to have to heave one up after the inbounds play, so we'll see who's tasked with shooting the last shot. Sincere Alves looks like he wants it. He's definitely got the strength here to hoist up a long-range shot. He will. The refs say it would have counted, but the back rim three-pointer does not find the bottom of the net, and Crosby, with their first lead in the dying seconds of the first half, head to the locker room up 35-33. They outscore the Kennedy Eagles there 26-15 in that second quarter, and we'll be back with second half action after this. Hello and welcome back to the second half of this Naugatuck Valley League matchup between the Kennedy Eagles and the Crosby Bulldogs. First half started slow in the first quarter for the Crosby Bulldogs as they were outscored 18-9, but they roared back in the second quarter to take a 35-33 lead. DJ Melendez and Jonathan Rivera have been pacing the team, but they have gotten contributions from most of the players that have seen playing time. As for the Kennedy Eagles, they dominated the early stage of this game, and they'll look to get back on track. Sincere Alves, Hakeem Trueheart, and off the bench, number 41, Ergi Musalari, provided the spark. The foul situation was definitely a major story there in the second quarter especially. Both teams reached a double bonus, so some players might be in foul trouble here, and that could be a determining factor as we get later on in the game. Fans are finding their seats here again. Coaches are delivering the last bit of instruction here, and it looks like we're underway. Due to a late jump ball, Crosby's going to start the second half with possession. It'll be Jason Robinson And he says, never mind. Jonathan Rivera will inbound the ball, but it'll be Jason Robinson, Rivera, DJ Melendez, Connie Glenn, and number 10, Busy Beeman, the same starters for the Crosby Bulldogs. Kennedy responds with their same starters as well. It'll be Sincere Alves, Manny Beeman, Chauncey Hicks, Hakeem Trueheart, and David Zielinski. And we are underway. Rivera at the top of the key sheds off Sincere Alves, finds number 13, Connie Glenn. Beeman, Rivera, looking to make his move. A cutting Melendez gets in there, throws up a prayer that's answered, and one Crosby Bulldogs. So they start on the right foot here in the second half, as DJ Melendez will look for a three-point play. It's now 37-33. The Crosby Bulldogs score first, thanks to an acrobatic layup, I guess we can call that one, from Melendez. Can he convert the three-point play? The shot is up, and it's a swish. 38-33, Crosby Bulldogs now. Kennedy's going to need an answer and fast, as Crosby has come on the road here and seized the momentum right from the Kennedy Eagles. Trueheart's going to find Zielinski in the corner, hoists up a three, nothing but net. 38-36, good response from the Kennedy Eagles, and exactly what they needed. Melendez and Manny Beeman has been a great point guard matchup all night. He finds Rivera, hoists up the three, it won't go. Zielinski rips down the rebound. Didn't see much of him in the first half. Foul trouble playing a part in that. Sincere Alves with a great pump fake gets his defender in the air. He drives to the hoop, off the glass and in. Once again, the signature flex from Sincere Alves. He is one of the strongest players on the floor, showcasing it every possession as he tries to muscle his way to the rack. That time it pays off, and we're tied at 38. Jason Robinson also saw minimal playing time in the first half due to foul trouble. He looks like Jonathan Rivera's wingman, and he gets to the line. Those two are proving to be a dynamic duo when they're both on the court. Robinson hit a great three-point jump shot in the first half to get Crosby back into the game when they needed it most. And he starts the second half on the floor, but he misses the first free throw. If he converts the second here, Crosby will edge out into the lead once again. And the second one does go down. 39-38 Crosby Bulldogs. Beeman scanning the floor. Melendez ready to pounce. The double team comes. Hakeem Trueheart will pull up from the elbow. Back rim no good. Zielinski with the rebound. He'll reset. Manny Beeman the no-look pass. And that was a heck of a move there to find Hakeem Trueheart, who puts up the layup. And that's an easy bucket for Kennedy after the no-look dime. Melendez looks to answer, tries to shake off Beeman. Robinson for three again. Long this time. Zielinski skies for the rebound. Manny again in the front court. Finds Alves. Back to Manny Beeman. The give and go almost works to perfection. It'll result in a foul. But Beeman can't get the tough layup to go after the hack by Crosby. Two shots for Manny Beeman. First one in and out, unlucky. He looks up to the sky in frustration. Every basketball player's worst nightmare, the in and out free throw. Looks good the whole way until it hits the floor. Beeman connects on the second, and the lead is 2 now for the Kennedy Eagles, 41-39, with 6 minutes left to play. Melendez off to Busy Beeman of the Crosby Bulldogs. Back to Melendez, Rivera. Jason Robinson aggressive here on the drive. Misses the layup though, and off his hands it'll be Kennedy ball. Jason Robinson and David Zielinski exchanging some elbows, but nothing comes of it. And it'll be Kennedy ball after the missed layup. Manny Beeman zips a pass again to Zielinski. He works his way to the hoop. Fouled again. And he'll head to the line. So much like the first half, the fouls are racking up. There's going to be nothing easy here tonight. These two teams are going to make you earn it. They've been playing great defense. They're aggressive. They get in passing lanes, not afraid to foul and make you earn it at the free throw line. Zielinski will look to add to the lead. Short on the first one. Let's see if he can adjust and make it a 3-point lead for the Kennedy Eagles. Around and out, and they're going to call him on a free throw violation. So Kennedy comes up empty on that possession after 2 missed free throws by Zielinski. Jonathan Rivera into the front court. He's got Jason Robinson to his left and finds him. Connie Glenn will kick it to Melendez. Off to Busy Beeman. And Rivera and Alves, the matchup of the first half, materializes again. It's going to be Alves who taps it away, and Busy Beeman's going to miss a 3. And there's Sincere Alves. He started that whole play off with some great defense, tipping the ball from Jonathan Rivera, who thought he had a step on him, and now it's Kennedy by 4. Rivera pulls up. Bad miss off the backboard. Great rebound by Melendez. Tip to Robinson. This time the layup goes, and Crosby creeps closer. 43-41 now, the lead for Kennedy. 4:50 to go in the third. A little more rhythm here for this quarter. Manny Beeman dribbles it off his foot and then fouls Jonathan Rivera. I think that was a good idea there, though. Not all fouls are bad, as Crosby had a 2-on-1 break. Manny Beeman and Jonathan Rivera asking what they got each other for Christmas. The refs have to separate them again. Here comes the Crosby inbound. Jason Robinson looks to receive from Jonathan Rivera. And the refs again have to warn the players about the commentary in between plays here. These two teams want a win in the worst way. There's no denying that. Jonathan Robinson makes way for DJ Melendez, who now has the ball, and he drives on Manny Beeman all the way, but it's tipped up by number 20. Good defense by Chauncey Hicks, and it falls into the hands of David Zielinski. He brings it to the front court, but it's going to need a reset. He finds Sincere Alves. Sidestep, thought about the 3. Hakeem Trueheart fakes the pass, puts up the 3, and it's good. The hype man, Sincere Alves, congratulating his teammate on the big bucket. It's 46-41 Kennedy. Beeman hounds Melendez. These two have been going at it all night long. Zielinski steps in front of the passing lane. He thought he stepped out of bounds, but the ref calls him for a travel. He had a fast break that he knew nothing about on that play. Again, Rivera's going to inbound in front of the scorer's table. Manny Escobales has checked in for DJ Melendez. Jason Robinson's in the game as well. Busy Beeman and Connie Glenn. No subs yet here for the Kennedy Eagles as they've resurged in front and taken the lead, 46-41, after Crosby had battled all the way back to take a 2-point halftime lead. Manny Escobales force feeds it into the corner for Rivera. Sincere Alves was all over it and tapped it out of bounds. The two matchups that have been must-watch tonight have been Manny Beeman and DJ Melendez, and Sincere Alves and Jonathan Rivera. Those are going to decide the game tonight. Escobales now in as Melendez needed a breather. And again, he's drawn, I think, 3 or 4 fouls now tonight. Nobody can seem to get low, and that foul is going to force Manny Beeman to the bench, I believe. Number 23, Isaiah Tucker will check in. And the coaching staff has a few words with Manny Beeman saying play some defense without fouling. We're going to need you down the stretch here. Jason Robinson with the tough layup. Gets it to go. 46-43. Zielinski zips up the court all the way to the hoop. Easy finish. Are they giving him the and one? Or is that going to be an offensive foul? It is. It is. So scratch that last layup. The refs look like they called a push-off there on David Zielinski as he made his way to the rack, and now he's going to take a seat. But one of the bright spots for the Kennedy Eagles in the first half was Ergi Musolari. He's going to check in and relieve Zielinski, who was active in the first 4 or so minutes there. He was a big part of Kennedy retaking that lead. There's going to be a moving screen on Escobales, and it'll go right back to Kennedy. That'll be a side out of bounds now, or under the hoop here. The ref directing traffic. Chauncey Hicks will inbound to Trueheart, who's going to face some full court man-to-man by Manny Escobar. Does a great job staying with him. The double team comes, the kick to 23, and the jumper is true. Nothing but net for Isaiah Tucker, and it's 49-43. The lead doubles in one possession for the Kennedy Eagles from 3 to 6. Right back, though, comes Crosby, and Connie Glenn is fouled under the hoop. Crosby pushed the pace there. Escobales found Glenn under the hoop, and he is fouled. 49-43 with 3:22 now. The next foul will earn Crosby a 1-and-1 trip, as Kennedy has 6 fouls this quarter. Crosby only committed 3. So that could be a key to get Crosby back in this game, as they find themselves behind once again, much like they did in the first half until the last minute where they took the lead. But it's 49-44. Make that 45 as Glenn converts both free throws. Manny Beeman back into the game after a short rest and some instructions from the coaching staff, and he'll bring the ball into the front court. Splits the double team all the way to the rack. Bad pass, though, picked off by Rivera, who throws it ahead to Robinson. Tucker on him. Robinson shakes off the contact. The tip no good. Musolari, the closest to it for Kennedy, but he knocked it out of bounds. Crosby looked like they had a surefire layup there. Robinson with 2 cracks at it, but unable to convert. So it stays 49-45. Crosby underneath the basket will inbound. Inbounds play. Finds Rivera in the corner, who's going to pull up for 3. No good off the back rim. Beeman had it, but it got tipped away. Melendez a little careless with the pass before he came down. Busy Beeman wasn't ready for it, and it flew right out of bounds. So the Eagles will dodge a bullet there, as Crosby had 3 or 4 chances to convert a hoop, and they come up empty. Beeman directing traffic. He knows a double is coming. He finds Tucker in the corner, right where he hit the last 3-pointer. He decides not to shoot, and it turns out to be a bad decision. Jason Robinson rips it away. Up ahead to Chris Spears. Manny Beeman and Isaiah Tucker hit the ground. Busy Beeman left open. No good. DJ Melendez comes away with it, but Sincere Alves again making sure nothing is easy for that Crosby backcourt, and he tips that away. It's going to stay with Crosby. After Alves tapped it out of bounds. Rivera looking for help now. He's in that tough corner inbounds play. Chucks it over the head of Melendez. Manny Beeman rips it into the front court, and it's going to be a foul on Melendez. That corner is not where you want to be inbounding the ball. That's one of the hardest places to get that ball in, and the pass goes over Melendez's head into the front court. Manny Beeman takes it and draws the foul. We reset now with 2:30 left in the third quarter. Sincere Alves back to Manny Beeman. Into the lane. The tough layup doesn't go, but it'll go to the line. The Bulldog is the Crosby mascot, but there are Bulldogs all over the floor here tonight. You've got DJ Melendez, Manny Beeman, Manny Escobales. There are some hard-nosed guards here tonight. Add Jonathan Rivera and Sincere Alves to that list. These guys don't mind a little bit of contact when it comes to playing basketball. Manny Beeman is going to convert the first free throw and extend the Kennedy lead to 5. Goes through his pre-shot routine. Glances up at the rim, throws up the shot, a little bit short. Skying in for the rebound is number 20, and he puts it back up and in. Chauncey Hicks with the timely offensive rebound and putback. A great three-point play, unconventional. The one free throw, the offensive rebound, and the putback. Kennedy able to notch 3 points on that possession. Crosby in desperate need of an answer here now as Chris Spears loses it by the baseline. Bad pass. Guess who? Manny Beeman drives all the way to the rack and one after the Euro step. Manny Beeman, it's your world. We're just living in it. The young man is taking over. Sincere Alves with the nudge in the back, appreciating his guards. Hustle, effort, hard work, you name it. Manny Beeman is doing it tonight, and he's going to look for the opportunity for a three-point play here. The free throw again, though, is no good, and Kennedy will have to settle for the 9-point lead. Jonathan Rivera is going to pull up very confidently. Jason Robinson grabs that rebound, and he wants a chance at a three-point play. The answer Crosby needed in a big way. Rivera just pulls up in semi-transition. Jason Robinson right there to pick up his teammate seamlessly to the rack, makes the layup, draws the foul, and cuts the lead to 7. With 1:49 to go in the third quarter, this game is heating up. Robinson short, but he knew where his miss was going and corrals the rebound off to Chris Spears. This could be a 4 or 5 point possession here for Crosby after being down 9. Melendez on the wing, off to Spears. And the pass is tipped away, taken by the Eagles. Sincere Alves is going to pull it out. Long 2, foot on the line, doesn't get the roll. Great rebound there by Lyndon Frederick. He just gave the ball away on the previous possession, but ripped down that rebound, and under the basket is Chris Spears for the easy layup. 54-49 in this high-octane NVL matchup. Manny Beeman to the rack, no good. Chauncey Hicks the rebound, puts it back up, and he's fouled. The crowd erupts. Chauncey Hicks with some big baskets here late in the third quarter. 56-49, Kennedy Eagles now. Both teams are in the bonus. They'll be shooting 1 and 1 the rest of the quarter. And Chauncey Hicks will look to extend the lead to 8. It's off the back rim, but Musolari gets the rebound, tries to pass it off. Melendez steps in the way, all the way to the rack. Sincere Alves picks his pocket, but steps on the line. He can't believe it. What a play by number 5, Sincere Alves. Shoe size just half a size too big, maybe, with a toe on the line there. Crosby will keep possession, and a timeout is called on the floor. We need a break from the action up and down the floor. 1 minute left in the third quarter, and Kennedy Eagles have resurged, taken back the lead. They were down 2 at half, but up 7 now. Late in the third quarter, Sincere Alves and Manny Beeman. And lately it's been Chauncey Hicks now stepping in. Ergi Musolari has been quiet in the third quarter, but Chauncey Hicks has taken his place. Hakeem Trueheart had a big 3 as well that aided the comeback. Jonathan Rivera's quiet third quarter is part of the reason why Crosby find themselves down 7 again. He, DJ Melendez, and Jason Robinson will be key components of this Crosby comeback if they can do it twice in the same game. It's going to be Crosby ball after Sincere Alves picked the pocket of DJ Melendez but stepped out of bounds. The 5 on the floor right now for Crosby include Jonathan Rivera, Jason Robinson, Chris Spears. Andre Arrington comes back into the game, and number 30, Lyndon Frederick. Sincere Alves, Manny Beeman, Chauncey Hicks, Ergi Musolari, and Isaiah Tucker are on the floor. And right out of the inbounds play, great drawn-up play there by the Crosby coach, and it's Chris Spears who cashes in on a 3. 56-52 now. Alves into the lane. Jumper goes up, air ball, but somehow he ends up with it. I'm not surprised. And now he draws the foul. A drive, an air ball, a rebound on his own miss, nonetheless, and a drawn foul. Quite the possession there for Sincere Alves, but he earns a trip to the line. He's going to be shooting 2. After that big 3 by Chris Spears. Alves can't get the bounce on the first one, and the score stays 56-52. Second one is a swish there for Alves, and the lead is 5. Here comes Rivera. Gets instructions from the coach. Crosby begins their offense, and it's Arrington in the corner. It's Chris Spears at the top of the key. He drives. He throws it up. Just misses. Jason Robinson put back no good. Lyndon Frederick has the rebound tipped away, and it's Manny Beeman up to Alves on Rivera. He's able to evade him in the air, and the acrobatic layup is good for Sincere Alves, as Jonathan Rivera did not want to commit the foul. It's 59-52 now. Kennedy. Crosby should hold for the last shot here with 10 seconds and counting in the third quarter. Robinson gets the screen from Rivera, ducks around at the elbow. Spears in the corner. Line drive three, it's good. Chris Spears. 2 back-to-back three-pointers have kept Crosby within striking distance. It's 59-55 as we head to the fourth quarter. No doubt the best quarter of the game so far. Both teams score 20 points, but Kennedy 26, Crosby 20, now has the lead at 59-55 for the Kennedy Eagles. Every player on the floor had a little bit of extra pep in their step. The last 3 minutes of that third quarter was hectic to say the least, but a lot of great basketball and highlight plays came out of it. Sincere Alves with a couple acrobatic layups and trips to the free throw line. And Chris Spears, one off an inbound play and one off a last second scramble buzzer beater three there. He has kept Crosby in it. The foul situation has 8 for Crosby in this half and 7 for Kennedy. So both teams will start the fourth quarter in a one-and-one situation. That could play a pivotal role down the stretch as both teams will look to get in the double bonus here as the fourth quarter gets underway. It's going to be white ball here. Kennedy looking to inbound. Sincere Alves makes his way to the out-of-bounds area and says, never mind, Chauncey Hicks, you do it. The ref hands Hicks the ball, and we're underway as he finds Manny Beeman into the front court. Chris Spears in a great defensive stance. It's Isaiah Tucker on the wing. He evades some defenders, and a reach-in foul is going to get called by Crosby, so Tucker goes right to the line to start the fourth quarter. It'll be 1-1 for Kennedy still. That's a 9th team foul on Crosby, so Kennedy will be shooting 2 the rest of the way. 7 fouls for the Kennedy Eagles, so they have some margin for error before it gets to the double bonus for the Crosby Bulldogs. Tucker's first free throw is good. That'll start the scoring in the fourth quarter with 7:51 left. Tucker from the line, and it's 60-55. Second one is up. Off the front rim, off the side rim, and it drops. Jonathan Rivera now takes the ball into the front court. Sincere Alves, the must-see matchup of the night, continues. Here's Chris Spears. He's got the hot hand. Robinson, Rivera, 3. Left open, but no good. Robinson wanted to tip, and he's going to earn a foul on that, I believe. It's going to be number 5, Sincere Alves, with a push in the back. That'll put Robinson on the line. Tucker started the quarter with 2 free throws for Kennedy. Let's see if Robinson can add 2 for the Crosby Bulldogs. He will be shooting 1-1 though, so these players will be active on this shot. It's a rounded in. Big free throw there for Crosby and Jason Robinson. It's important to cash in on these 1-1 opportunities when you get them. Earning that second free throw is pivotal at this stage in the game. Robinson's second free throw is good, so we're 2-2 here in the fourth quarter, and Hicks will inbound with the Kennedy Eagles up 61-57. Sincere Alves to Manny Beeman. Back to Alves. Chauncey Hicks, Ergi Musalari, and Isaiah Tucker are on the floor for Kennedy. It's Robinson, Spears, Glenn, Busy Beeman, and Jonathan Rivera for the Bulldogs. Missed 3. The rebound works its way over to Robinson. He finds Spears. Why not? Oh, the third three in a row for Chris Spears looked pretty good, but he missed it just to the left. And we're stuck at 61-57. 1 minute has gone by here in the fourth quarter. 7 minutes left in this tightly contested game. It's been a pleasure calling this for DET Sports Media on YouTube and Sky Channel 16. Mussolari at the free throw line. Back out to Beeman. Alves wing three. Shoots it. Right in front of the bench, no good. Robinson collects the board. Rivera provides the outlet pass, and here comes Crosby. On Alves, he drives. Pass deflected, but Robinson collects. Into the corner for Glenn. Passes it right off to Rivera, who will look to get by, and does. All the attention on Jonathan Rivera, and he finds Connie Glenn for the easy layup. The beneficiary of a double team there by the Kennedy Eagles. They overguard on the dangerous Jonathan Rivera. And Glenn was left wide open. Tucker from the wing. He's made a three here already. Make it two. Isaiah Tucker coming up with some big buckets. He's got all 5 points for the Kennedy Eagles here in the fourth quarter. 64-59 now. Jason Robinson with the answer. Off the front rim, no good. Battle for the rebound. It's Beeman. All the way to the basket, but the short arms, the layup. Finds number 20, Hicks. It's chaos in the lane, and we've got a kick ball, and it's going to go the other way. High school basketball at its finest here tonight, folks. This Naugatuck Valley League game has been one to watch. Back and forth we go. Something on the court here that the ref wants to clean up. Looks like tape from a player's knee, potentially. We'll clear that off and get back underway. Jason Robinson will once again inbound to Jonathan Rivera. These two players will be pivotal in this comeback if Crosby wants to get out of here with a road victory. Rivera all the way to the rack strong and fouled. Chauncey Hicks guilty on that one. It'll be 2 shots for Rivera, and he'll try to make this a one-possession game again as Crosby down 5, 64-59. Isaiah Tucker, the star so far for Kennedy in the fourth quarter. As I mentioned, all 5 points. He's got the hot hand if Manny Beeman and Sincere Alves are going to continue to get doubled. Look for Tucker to take advantage. Rivera's good on the first free throw. The second one is up and in. 64-61. It is a one-possession game. Hicks inbounds to Beeman. Guarded by number 11, Andre Arrington, into the game now in the fourth quarter here. Manny Beeman, top of the key. Tucker, he's feeling it. He's feeling it all right. Another three for Isaiah Tucker. He says, if you're not going to guard me, I'm going to shoot it. And Tucker is making his presence felt. That's 8 points in a row now, alone for the Kennedy Eagles. Jonathan Rivera's pass. He was under a bit of distress there thanks to Sincere Alves, and he throws it away. Timeout for the Crosby Bulldogs. So we started this quarter at 59-55. We find ourselves at 67-61. Isaiah Tucker, as I mentioned, 2 free throws and 2 threes, and he's been the offense for the Kennedy Eagles as they extend their lead from 4 to 6. At the end of one quarter, it was 18-9 Kennedy. At halftime, Crosby flipped the switch, and it was 35-33. An impressive third quarter from the Kennedy Eagles saw them edge out to a 59-55 lead, and we find ourselves at 67-61. So many players have made an impact tonight. That's kind of the beauty of high school sports. You never really know who's going to step up when you need it most. Is it going to be your star, or is it going to be your role player? Jonathan Rivera and Jason Robinson are certainly the stars for Crosby. Sincere Alves and Manny Beeman have been the stars tonight for Kennedy. But you got guys like Isaiah Tucker and Ergi Mussolari, for the Kennedy Eagles that have chipped in. And it seems like everybody has gotten in on the act for Crosby when they've needed it most. Andre Arrington, Chris Spears, Connie Glenn, and DJ Melendez have all been big factors. It's going to be Kennedy ball here with a 6-point lead and 5:04 left on the clock in the fourth quarter. Number 13, Connie Glenn, looks to hound Manny Beeman and does successfully, knocks it out of bounds. And Kennedy's going to have to work a little bit harder if they want to inbound this ball. Crosby has employed a full court man-to-man now as they want to mount the pressure, speed up this game, and see if they can get back into it. Isaiah Tucker is there for Hicks this time, and it's back to Tucker. He finds Beeman in the corner. Wisely doesn't take that shot. He slows it down. Drives Tucker. Why not? Come on. Off the front rim. No good. The place would have erupted if Tucker had made another three. Sincere Alves with a good spin move. Looking to make it happen all by himself to the rack, but blocked. Connie Glenn rejects it and says, I don't think so. Sincere Alves might be giving him a little bit of props there. He had a great move. Everything but the finish after that block. And we're set to get underway here under the hoop. Chauncey Hicks now with the ball. Finds Alves, who cut to the corner. Tucker at the top of the key. No shot. They're going to say foul on the floor, but it looks like it will be a foul on the Crosby Bulldogs. And Tucker is going to be shooting 2 after that blocking foul. So the Isaiah Tucker show looks like it'll continue at the free throw line. All 8 points so far for the Kennedy Eagles in the fourth quarter. Can he make it 9? No good. He'll have another chance, though, to make it 9 straight points for the standout off the bench. Second free throw is up. And good. So it is 9 points for Tucker in the fourth quarter here, and a 68-61 lead for Kennedy. Here comes Crosby. It's Manny Escobalas into the game now, and that's an errant pass, but Arrington just saves it. Crosby under a bit of duress. It's Arrington in the corner. Hoists the 3. It'll be short. Manny Escobalas has been all over the court. Gets the layup, and what a finish with the right hand scoop layup for Manny Escobalas. All the teammates there to give him a high five after that big finish. And we've got Ergi Musalari down on the floor here. Looks like an ankle issue as he tries to walk it off. He's chipped in well off the bench tonight for the Kennedy Eagles. He wants to stay in. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to continue here. Yeah, he's going to hobble all the way to the bench over towards his head coach and the training staff there. He takes a seat. Kennedy does need a sub, though. It'll be Hakeem Trueheart checking into the game, number 24. He's had a couple big threes tonight. Let's see if he can provide a spark coming off the bench here late in the fourth quarter. 4:20 left in the game. Escobalas from the line. No good. The and one was not to be, and it's stripped away by Manny Beeman all the way to the rack. Just when we thought Isaiah Tucker was taking over, Manny Beeman reminds us that he's been the star tonight. The layup goes, and it's 70-63 Kennedy. Jason Robinson misses the layup. Glenn fights for the rebound, though, and it's going to go off Trueheart and maintain possession for the Crosby Bulldogs here. Every possession matters now. It's at 70-63 with 4:02 left in the fourth. Robinson thought about the corner 3, but passes it out to Escobalas. Takes his man off the dribble, finds Glenn. He can't handle the pass, and now we're all out on the floor. Guess who? Sincere Alves. Off to Manny Beeman, the double bounce pass, but he collects at the elbow. Finds Trueheart. Alves top of the key. Couple of fakes with the eyes there, but he finds Isaiah Tucker. And Jonathan Rivera rips it away behind the back. What a move by Rivera. What can Crosby do on this extra possession? Glenn again can't handle the pass, but he corrals in the corner. Rivera tips it away from Alves, who's on the floor and calls a timeout. Heads up play by the upperclassman there. Sincere Alves does not quit. What a play late in this contest. We'll bookmark that one as Crosby was looking to cut this lead to 5 or 4. And Alves strips it away, gets on the floor, and calls the timeout. Kennedy up 7 with the ball. advantage Kennedy Eagles here late in the fourth quarter. Kennedy, as I mentioned, has the edge in scoring here again in the fourth, 11-8. And this fourth quarter has kind of taken on the character of the rest of the game. These players are leaving it all out there, diving on the floor, making acrobatic plays. It's been a fun one to watch tonight here at Kennedy High School in Waterbury, Connecticut. So it's going to be a side out of bounds for Kennedy after the heads-up play by Sincere Alves. Chauncey Hicks to inbound. He's got Isaiah Tucker, Hakeem Trueheart, and Manny Beeman on the floor with Alves. Robinson, Escobalis, Connie Glenn, Jonathan Rivera, and Andre Arrington are the five on the floor for Crosby. Sincere Alves gets all the way to the rack, but can't finish. It's Rivera who comes away with it. Relentless defense by the Kennedy Eagles. It's Beeman up ahead to Alves, off the backboard, and one. Escobalis snuck in there late and clipped the heels of Sincere Alves, and he's got a three-point play now. The camaraderie in that backcourt between Sincere Alves and Manny Beeman on full display, and Kennedy can extend the lead to double digits with 3:12 left in the fourth quarter. The coach for Kennedy has done a great job tonight. The defensive pressure and timely contributions from his subs have put the Eagles in front where they are now, 72-63. Alves on the line. The free throw is good, and it's 73-63. Time running out now for Crosby. They got to push the tempo. It's Jason Robinson, guarded by Chauncey Hicks. He finds Chris Spears, who hit a couple late threes in the third quarter. He's going to get into the paint and put up a pretty shot. Nothing but net. Okay, Chris Spears. The cut from the wing and the fadeaway jumper goes down, and Crosby says, don't leave the gym just yet. And it's back to single digits. 3 minutes exactly on the clock, and both coaches are looking to talk it over with their teams and drop some plays here. Both of these teams have to be proud of the effort tonight, but there are no moral victories in a conference clash, especially in the city of Waterbury. Nothing but a W is going to be what these players want to leave with tonight. Both teams have now broken the huddle, and it's going to be Kennedy's ball under the hoop. Full court man-to-man again for the Crosby Bulldogs. They want to make life hard here for the Kennedy Eagles as they try to inbound with 3 minutes left. It's going to be Hicks, and he finds Zielinski, and they're going to say Crosby ball, so the full court man-to-man pays off. Great chess move there by head coach Nick Agelli. He called that quick timeout to set up that full court defense, and it pays off. David Zielinski caught the ball, but I think it bounced off his knee or hip maybe. Went right out of bounds. So now Crosby with a tough inbound, but they do get it into Jason Robinson. Under 3 minutes to play, it's Robinson on Hicks. Robinson drives, spins. Trueheart there for the double, but it's Chris Spears again. Tries another shot, and it goes again. Chris Spears has done an excellent job right when Crosby needs it. He's been their hero tonight, keeping them in the game. 73-67, and another timeout called by Crosby. The Kennedy Eagles need to be discussing an inbounds play here to alleviate this pressure that Crosby is causing, because that is going to be the turning point of the game. If Kennedy cannot get this ball in bounds, Crosby's going to keep forcing turnovers and getting easy shots as a result. And with 2:47 left on the clock, that's plenty of time. Kennedy's going to need to get this ball over the mid-court line. That's priority number one, and then they're going to want to take some time off this clock. There is no shot clock in high school basketball, so they should try to use that as their advantage. They're going to get sped up, though, so So it's going to take a lot of poise and moxie here down the stretch for Kennedy to see out this victory. 73-67, 2:47 left, and we're back underway here as Hicks tries to get it in. He had Beeman wide open, but he gets him on the second opportunity there, and it's a foul on DJ Melendez. Double bonus for the Kennedy Eagles, so Manny Beeman in a position to extend the lead now for Kennedy after that foul. Only 3 seconds go off the clock, though, so not a terrible position there for Crosby. Time is of the essence, so a quick foul is better than a 20-30 second possession and then a foul. They'll take that, especially if Beeman can't convert one or both of these free throws. Beeman focused. Puts up the first free throw, and it's around and out again. It's the second time that's happened tonight to Manny Beeman. He's not getting the friendly roll here at home. He's going to need to make this second one, though, to extend the Kennedy lead to 3 possessions. And he will be able to do that. He said, why didn't that happen on the first one? 74-67 Kennedy now. It's Jason Robinson sprinting into the front court, flanked by Rivera and Spears. He wants to go all the way to the rack. He finds Spears, dish, and Spears gets fouled. Hakeem Trueheart takes out his legs. So Chris Spears, who's made a couple big threes, will now have 3 free throws to try and cut into this Kennedy lead. Kennedy only able to get 1 point on their last possession, so Spears is going to try to make 2 or 3 here to cut into that lead. The refs discuss here, and we've got 3 free throws coming up for Chris Spears, number 4. He's had a big night. 2 late threes in the third quarter, and then 2 sweet jump shots, mid-range jump shots from right around the paint and free throw area that have kept Crosby in this game. The lead was all the way up to 10, 73-63 after a Sincere Alves free throw, and now we stand at 74-68 with Chris Spears at the line and 2 more free throws. So it's a late run by Crosby as the next free throw is good. That 7-1 run has cut in for this Kennedy lead. The third free throw here by Spears will be huge for Crosby. And he gets it 74-70. Some substitutions check into the game. Looks like Khalif Willard. And Kennedy's going to have to try to get this ball, and they do. Sincere Alves all the way to the rack. Isaiah Tucker, who started the fourth quarter hot, off the backboard, no good. It's Rivera with the rebound. He pushes it up ahead to Connie Glenn. From the wing, the drive, off the backboard. He rushed it a little bit. Zielinski had the rebound, poked away, up in the air, beaming to Alves, and he's going to look to slow this down. 74-70. Kennedy Eagles are going to try to see this one out. Manny Beeman to Tucker, the 3. No good, long. Everybody in the gym wanted that to go in. That's supporting Kennedy. Isaiah Tucker has had a great fourth quarter, but not meant to be on that possession. Now it's Chris Spears, the hot hand for Crosby. Robinson, Rivera, spin move. Robinson left alone, and the layup goes in. 74-72, 1:48 left. We're in an all-out frenzy now. Manny Beeman not looking for the pass. It's picked off by Rivera. He gets to the rack. It's no good. He gets his own miss and puts it in. It's 74-74. 1:30 left on the clock and ticking. That was a blunder by Kennedy that they could not afford. And we've got a timeout by Kennedy. The coach saw a potential 5-second violation coming on that play, and frustration has mounted for the Kennedy Eagles. 1:27 left on the clock, and it's 74-74. An 11-1 run by the Crosby Bulldogs, just like when it looked the game was getting out of reach, has turned the tables. The scoring in the fourth quarter is 19-15 in favor of Crosby, and that's why we sit at a 74 all tie. The move that has paid off right now for the Crosby Bulldogs is that full court man-to-man. The coach for the Bulldogs employed it right after a made jumper by Chris Spears, and it's turned the entire game around. The Kennedy cheerleaders trying to make themselves heard in the corner over here. They know their team needs a spark, and they're going to try to provide it any way they can. The buzzer sounds. The teams are looking to break the huddle now, and we're right where we started at the beginning of the night, all tied up. Who wants it more in the final 1 minute and 27 seconds in this Naugatuck Valley League matchup? Both teams off to pretty good starts this season, and they look like they're on their way to both having some pretty successful years. This has been one of the better games in high school basketball that I've called. Let's see how it finishes up here. It's again Chauncey Hicks tasked with inbounding the ball. He sees it. David Zielinski down the floor. It looked like he stepped in bounds. They don't call anything. Crosby's able to intercept anyway. It's Khalif Willard. He finds Jonathan Rivera in the corner. It's stripped away from him, and now they call a foul. I don't even know how to describe the ending of this game. Hectic, chaotic, action-packed, but it looked like David Zielinski stepped in bounds before he let that ball go. Everybody in the gym saw it. The refs held their whistles, but the pass ended up being intercepted. It's hard to imagine all that happened in only 3 seconds, as we now have 1:24 left in the game. Jonathan Rivera looks like he's shaking a right ankle injury off as he tries to make 2 huge free throws. Crosby hasn't had the lead since the very beginning of the second half. They went into the locker room up 2, but Kennedy quickly flipped the switch, took the lead back, and thought they had left Crosby in their rearview mirror. The Bulldogs, living up to their name, have clawed their way back in here. No quit in the team. And they're looking to take the lead with 1:24 left on the clock. The refs here are trying to figure out who that foul was on, I believe, and get everything squared away at the scorer's table. And I think they're letting certain players know how many fouls they have here. So Jonathan Rivera is going to be shooting 2. Try to break this deadlock at 74. The Crosby head coach is complaining that was 5 fouls on Manny Beeman, but the refs are saying 4. So we'll see how that unfolds. Maybe some extra life here for Manny Beeman, but the buzzer goes off during the free throw now. And this game just keeps getting crazier. So 75-74, I think that's just going to be a simple clock malfunction there, a complete accident by the scorer's table, we hope. And nothing else. They've iced Jonathan Rivera, who did miss a second free throw, but the refs quickly stopped play. And here we go. Like it never even happened. One more free throw for Jonathan Rivera. Fans have certainly got their money's worth here in this intercity clash tonight. So Rivera with the extra opportunity after the buzzer malfunction cashes in, and Crosby's lead is 2. They're going to keep up this full court pressure, and it's going to be up to Kennedy to crack this. If they can, they might. And we've got a moving screen here on David Zielinski. Crosby all jacked up about it. Looks like the foul was on Jason Robinson. Zielinski beside himself. Kennedy, coach explaining to the ref that his players are getting held. I don't think that's going to be free throws, though, because of where the foul occurred. Maybe player control. So they're explaining to Robinson why he's not at the line right now. Nonetheless, it's Crosby ball with 1:24 left. Khalif Willard's going to inbound. Is there going to be a late substitution here? Yes, Jabari James checks in for Zielinski. So we got Chauncey Hicks, Jabari James, Manny Beeman, Sincere Alves, and number 23, Isaiah Tucker on the floor for the Kennedy Eagles. Crosby's going to counter that with Khalif Willard, Jason Robinson, Jonathan Rivera, Chris Spears, and Connie Glenn. 1:20 on the timer now as Robinson crosses midcourt. He finds Rivera, and now it's going to be a moving screen on Crosby. Willard called for the foul. He can't believe it. And now it's Kennedy ball, down 2, 1:16 on the clock. They still haven't gotten the ball across half court in what seems like at least 10 minutes. Crosby's defense is just unrelenting right now. And the Kennedy coach again is discussing something with the referee, saying watch the jersey pull maybe, because his players cannot seem to get open. Sincere Alves makes a break for the ball and handles that tough bounce pass by Chauncey Hicks. Here he comes into the front court, 1:10 on the clock now, looking to break down Rivera, but Rivera's going to get called for the foul. Shooting foul, or double bonus I should say. That was a foul on the floor, well away from the hoop, but the foul trouble that both teams are in has come back to benefit the Kennedy Eagles here. They're going to want to tie this game up with 1:07, and Sincere Alves at the line. First free throw's good. The upperclassman says not a problem, and it's a 1-point game, 76-75 now. The second one would be huge. It's up, and it's good. 76-76 now. One minute remaining. Jonathan Rivera on the wing, guarded by Alves, and a foul away from the ball. It's Andre Arrington this time. Manny Beeman took on the role of a gnat on that possession, was annoying Arrington. He tried to shake him off of him, and it ended up being called a foul. Jason Robinson and the refs have a few words as Robinson trudges over to the bench, unhappy, I'm sure, as he's forced to take a seat with less than a minute remaining in the tie game that he definitely wants to be a part of. The atmosphere in this gym is palpable at the moment as number 10, Busy Beeman, checks in for Jason Robinson. Both sets of fans want to leave this building with a win in the worst way. They're going to be talking about this one for the rest of Christmas break before these kids head back to class in January. Chaos ensues again on the inbounds play, and it's a jump ball awarded to the Crosby Bulldogs. Huge turn of events there after another errant inbounds pass. It's almost better for Kennedy. If they can set up, they much rather set up their defense and try to get a rebound than pass the ball in against this Crosby full court press. It's been a thorn in their side. Chris Spears collects in the backcourt and hands right back to Jonathan Rivera. 50 seconds and counting now. Rivera versus Alves, off to Spears. Spears makes a great fake and he finds Rivera open for three, and it's way long. Busy Beeman with a push in the back, and it looks like we're going the other way here. Chauncey Hicks was in great position and got pushed away. And now with 41.2 seconds, it's going to be Kennedy ball. Is he going to be shooting after that push in the back? He will be. Down to the line goes Chauncey Hicks. So Kennedy A huge win already for them on this possession. They do not have to try to break that Crosby full court man-to-man press, which has seemed impossible, and Hicks will go right to the line. He's going to shoot two as the ref hands him the ball. And the first free throw is good, and it breaks the 76-76 tie. Kennedy in front by a point. Chauncey Hicks has done most of his work on the offensive glass tonight with a couple big putbacks, but here at the free throw line, he could determine the outcome of this game. The second one is no good. Kennedy has the lead, and it's going to be a jump ball right away. Sincere Alves, guess who? He earns another possession for the Kennedy Eagles. Huge play there. Both players had a 50-50 shot at the rebound. They both came down with it, and Alves gets the jump ball. Shaking off a little bit of a knee injury, though. We'll watch that in the final 40 seconds. Chauncey Hicks to Alves. Barely comes out of there with the ball. He hands it to Isaiah Tucker, who finds Alves again. It's going to be Manny Beeman. Crosby might have to foul here now as we're down to 30 seconds in a one-point game. It's Jabari James in the corner, off to Beeman. Fans getting involved in the atmosphere here. It's Sincere Alves, and he's fouled by number 13, Connie Glenn. Alves, who earned the extra possession with a jump ball, heads to the line. The first free throw is good for Alves when the crowd erupts. It's 78-76 Kennedy now with 21.3 left, and this is a huge free throw. They can withstand a Crosby three-pointer if Alves makes this, and he doesn't. It's off the front rim, and it's Rivera who corrals the rebound. Crosby can win the game with a three and send it to overtime with a two-pointer. The coach lets him play. It's Rivera versus Alves, the matchup we've been wanting to see all night. Rivera drives, gets to the rack, and the roll. He gets it. We're at 78 all. Quick timeout for Kennedy with 5.4 left in the game. Jonathan Rivera and Sincere Alves have been going at it all night. Rivera with the upper hand on the late possession. And now we've got what appears to be 6 or 7 seconds left. I think we've got a bit of a clock malfunction here. No matter. There are just a few seconds left in this game, and we're tied at 78. That's all you need to know. Kennedy basketball, they're going to have to go the length of the floor here, though, as Crosby's been hounding them all night on this full court man-to-man off the inbounds. Can Kennedy get a player leaking down the court? Got to catch somebody in stride here, you'd hope, and then they'll convert a game-winning shot. Crosby's going to want to deny that at all opportunities. And we are still trying to figure out the clock malfunction here, as the players, I'm sure, appreciate, and coaches appreciate this extended timeout. They get to scheme their defense or plot that final play here in the case of Kennedy. So we'll see how this one finishes out once the clock gets figured out. And there we go. So they were looking for 6.9 seconds that whole time. The refs wanted them to reset that clock, put a little bit more time on. I believe both teams each have one timeout remaining, which is important to know here, especially for Kennedy, because they've had trouble getting that ball in. A Sincere Alves free throw made it 78-76, followed by a full court drive from Jonathan Rivera, who got the roll to tie it at 78 apiece. Chauncey Hicks, Sincere Alves, Manny Beeman, Jabari James, and Isaiah Tucker are going to try to win the game here for the Kennedy Eagles. It's Manny Beeman. And he stepped out of bounds. Jonathan Rivera and Andre Arrington provided the pressure, and with 4.2 seconds, it's a turnover for Kennedy. So they do the hard part. They get the ball in, but then Manny Beeman steps on the sideline. He's devastated. He's left it all out on the floor tonight. Head down as he heads over to the bench, but there's still time left. The score is tied. Overtime is looming unless Crosby can come up here with a buzzer beater and send a bunch of Kennedy Eagles fans home unhappy on this cold Tuesday night in Waterbury. The bus ride back to Crosby will be somewhat of a party, I'm sure, if these players can pull off this last-second win. This is very reminiscent of the first half. Obviously, the game isn't on the line, but Kennedy had a lead for most of the first half. Crosby took it away from them with under a minute left in that first half. We find ourselves here now with Kennedy controlling most of the second half, Crosby making a late push. And now with 4.2 seconds, they have another chance to take the lead and the win. So for Crosby now, it's going to be Connie Glenn, Busy Beeman, Jonathan Rivera, Chris Spears, and Andre Arrington that are going to try to win the game for Crosby. What did head coach Nick Augelli draw up? Here's the inbounds. Chauncey Hicks defending well. Trying to get into Rivera, but it's Chris Spears on the baseline. Arrington can't handle and looks like he has stepped out of bounds. We now have 0.6 on the clock. And neither team with a chance to win the game can get a shot up. They both step on the out-of-bounds line. It's the end line this time for Crosby, not the sideline. So with 0.6 seconds left, it's going to be a heave up to Alves. He gathers, puts it up, and it's just short. It's just short. No foul called on the play. The refs send both of the players to their respective benches, and we've got some free basketball tonight in Waterbury. 78-78 after an intense fourth quarter. Back and forth we go. We'll settle this one in overtime. The coaches will strategize once again for their respective teams, send out a lineup, and we'll get overtime underway very shortly here in Waterbury. Again, knotted up at 78. These teams have gone back and forth all night, and to be quite honest, both deserve to win. That's not how basketball works, however. We're staying here until one team has more points than the other when that final buzzer sounds, so overtime, here we come. Both teams breaking the huddle. And for Crosby, it's going to be that same lineup that just finished the game. Chris Spears, Connie Glenn, Andre Arrington, Busy Beeman, and star player Jonathan Rivera, number 2 for the Crosby Bulldogs. The Kennedy Eagles are going to be able to counter here with Chauncey Hicks, Isaiah Tucker, who had a hot hand, scored the first 9 points for Kennedy in the fourth quarter, but it wasn't enough to secure the victory. Jabari James and Manny Beeman and Sincere Alves, who have been the engine for this Kennedy Eagles team all night. Do they have enough left in the tank to see their team across the finish line? Kennedy controls the tip, and it's Alves to Beeman, back to Alves. He drives, and it's swatted away by Busy Beeman. Under the hoop now for Kennedy with 3:52. Overtime periods in high school basketball are 4 minutes. So we've got 3:52 left on the clock. Hicks to inbounds. He can't find anybody. Shucks that over to Manny Beeman at the last second. That was close to a violation. It's Tucker on the wing. Back to Beeman, who wants to break down the defense but can't. Jabari James squirts away and finds Alves in the corner. The jumper's up, but it's way short. Ripped away by Chauncey Hicks and Alves. But the ref is going to say when Alves made contact with the ball there, he was stepping out of bounds. As a result, it's Crosby ball in the hands of who else? Jonathan Rivera. Into the front court. Alves watching his every move. Chris Spears breaks for the corner but doesn't get the pass. It's all Rivera right now. All the way to the rack. This time it's no good. Side rim and backboard. He's denied that layup. Here comes Jabari James. Hasn't seen a lot of playing time, but that doesn't stop him from going all the way to the rack. All right, young man. Let's see what Jabari James has got. A chance for Kennedy to take the lead early in overtime here with 3:12 left to go. Here comes the first free throw. Good rotation. Nothing but net. 79-78 Kennedy Eagles ahead of the Crosby Bulldogs here in overtime. Jabari James looks confident again. This time it's back rim though. Busy Beeman controls the rebound. He finds Glenn, who finds Rivera. The Bulldogs into the front court. Chris Spears saves a errant pass. And Manny Beeman jumps the next one. He's all the way to the rack. Bump from behind, but it doesn't matter. He gets the layup to go and lets Connie Glenn know about it. What a finish by number 10, Manny Beeman. 81-78 now, Kennedy. Alves pounding Rivera. Alves comes away with it. 3-on-1 for Kennedy. Spin move. Kicked off. Sincere Alves kicks it out of bounds, and Jonathan Rivera saves the day. A 3-on-1. I think Alves wanted to finish that one and return the favor after Rivera made the layup against him that sent the game to overtime. Rivera makes the final stand though, denies the layup opportunity, and it's Crosby ball. Here they come, 2:35 left in the game, 81-78, Kennedy Eagles in front. Rivera against Alves. Back to Rivera. Alves doesn't want to let him pass. This has been one heck of a matchup here. Chris Spears from deep, he's fouled again. The second time in the night that Chris Spears has been fouled shooting a three. Jabari James, the guilty party, arguing his case, but to no avail. Sincere and Manny Beeman just saying, hand up, trying to console the young man. He is definitely not the coach's first option here tonight, I would say, but due to foul trouble and fatigue, Jabari James has stepped up and scored a point here in overtime tonight as well, but he sends Spears to the line for 3 free throws now. The first one is in and out. Big miss there for Chris Spears, so Kennedy will have the lead for a little while longer. Crosby cannot tie due to these free throws upcoming for Spears. The second one is good. 81-79 with 2:20 left on the clock. Both teams remain in the double bonus. And Spears is going to have one more shot to cut this lead to 1. He's able to do that, and some substitutions come in for Crosby. Andre Arrington on the bench, Khalif Willard into the game. Chauncey Hicks now inbounding for Kennedy. They don't know that yet, and he snaps his team into action and finds Sincere Alves, who drives into the front court, kicks it out to Beeman after driving to the paint. Manny Beeman trying to break down his man off the dribble. Khalif Willard playing some great defense. It's Beeman, dishes to Hicks. Hicks gets the layup to go. It creeps over the front rim. The strong finish from the big man, number 20, puts Kennedy back up by 3. It's Rivera into the front court again. Sincere Alves dogging him, and it's found its way to Spears in the corner. Jabari James pokes it away, but it'll maintain possession for the Crosby Bulldogs as there was no touch after Jabari James knocked that out of bounds. He's looking up at Chris Spears, ready to play some tough defense. Chris Spears has been clutch all night for Crosby. Here comes the inbounds. Khalif Willard streaks up for the ball, and Jonathan Rivera claps his hands and he wants it back. There's no bones about it. Rivera versus Alves is going to decide this matchup tonight. Rivera tries to break him down, finds the open man. It's Spears. The 3 is short. The rebound is for Crosby. It's up. Lyndon Frederick, no. Number 40, Khalif Willard, no on the tip, but there's a foul on the second offensive rebound put back. Lots of contact down low, and the Kennedy Eagles get whistled for the foul. Khalif Willard, I mentioned, played a lot in the JV game earlier tonight, but this is a bit different here with his team trailing by 3 in overtime. The first free throw is nothing but net. Look at that from the young man. Huge shot. 83-81 Kennedy. Can Willard make it 2 for 2? He can't. The front rim denies him of the second free throw, and it's Chauncey Hicks with the rebound over to Beeman. Sprints into the front court. Little bump in the back. He gets all the way to the rack, but it's blocked by number 4, Chris Spears. Jonathan Rivera now sprints ahead. He wants to finish at the rim, and he will. 83-83. Jabari James inbounds. And he'll bring the ball up the floor this time. He's got Sincere Alves and Manny Beeman. He picks Beeman. Sincere Alves cuts for the ball, but no pass from Beeman. He wants to take Willard off the dribble. He does, and he gets fouled. He gets fouled, and he's animated there under the hoop, saying that they're grabbing at his jersey, clawing at his neck. They're doing whatever they can to stop Manny Beeman. No surprise. Manny Beeman and Khalif Willard now exchanging words. These two teams do not want a late technical foul here to decide the outcome of this game. Both players from both teams are separating the two. And Manny Beeman is still wiping away his chest. Looks like he might have got scratched on that last foul. I guess we've advanced to pandemonium maybe now. We've thrown out every word in the book to try and describe this Naugatuck Valley League matchup presented by DET Sports Media and Sky Channel 16. This has been an instant classic. We stand at 83-83 with a minute 02 left on the clock as the refs sort some things out. I believe the end result here is going to be Manny Beeman shooting 2 free throws. But it's not going to be before a warning is issued to both coaches by the referees. This is a big decision here. Are they going to hand out any discipline or just tell the coaches to crack down on the extracurriculars that have followed every play? Gelly pleads his case for the Crosby Bulldogs. And we still do not have a decision from the refs. I think they're just putting their foot down one final time, maybe as we break that meeting at the scorer's table. The refs are moving over towards the position where I would think it would be Manny Beeman shooting 2 free throws. These Crosby and Kennedy players have left it all on the floor tonight. Nobody wants to lose. And tempers have flared as a result. We'll see what happens here in the last minute of play. So Manny Beeman was fouled on that last play, but he finds himself on the bench now. I'm wondering if he was ejected for that altercation, awarded a technical and his 5th foul for that altercation. I'm not quite sure, but that's a devastating blow to Kennedy. Number 32, Terence Morrison, is going to come in. I do not envy his position. The first free throw is long and left. So what looks like happened is Manny Beeman was disqualified from the game. Crosby, as a result, gets to pick the free throw shooter they want. They go with Morrison. He's 0 for 1, 0 for 2. The second miss is identical as the first. So he's on the floor now in a big spot as Crosby looks to take over without Manny Beeman on the court. Jonathan Rivera has the ball with 53 seconds and counting left. Sincere Alves hounding him. Defense being shouted by the crowd now. They want Kennedy to come away with this one in the worst way. Isaiah Tucker guards Rivera. Rivera spins baseline. And you're going to say, yep, offensive foul. Rivera employs the hook on the back of Isaiah Tucker to get that extra space. The refs see it, they call it, and that is a huge whistle right there with 37.3 seconds left and the score tied at 83. Here comes Kennedy's kryptonite, though. It's going to be an inbounds against a full court man-to-man, I believe. And I believe Jonathan Rivera has just fouled out of the game after that hook. So this overtime and foul trouble have wreaked havoc on both of these star players for each team. Manny Beeman is out for Kennedy, and Jonathan Rivera is out for Crosby, unless he is going to check back into the game. He looks like he wants to, but I'm not sure he can, and here comes a technical foul. Again, post-play chaos has ensued to a couple conversations by the refs. I think Jabari James might have said something that wasn't to the refs' liking in a late technical with 28.9 seconds. Could be the deciding factor here in this game. There was some contact on that drive after the ball was jarred loose by the Crosby Bulldogs, and they sprinted into the front court, and head coach Nick Augelli, called that timeout. I think Jabari James might have said something, and the ref did what you never want to see him do, the two hands together in the shape of the capital T. I believe that was a technical foul called there. So are we going to see Kennedy on defense or Crosby at the line is the big question here. So there will be no free throws rewarded for the Crosby Bulldogs. You're just going to have an inbounds play here, and it's Connie Glenn into Jonathan Rivera. Once again, Sincere Alves draws the defensive assignment. It's going to be up to him to try and stop Jonathan Rivera here on this last possession. Spears hands it off, and Rivera cuts all the way to the hoop. It's a wide open Andre Arrington for the layup. 10 seconds and counting. Kennedy's going to need to inbound this ball. They call a timeout with 9.9. Heads up play by Jonathan Rivera. How about that? Sprints away from Sincere Alves, drives to the rack, dishes to Andre Arrington, and the Crosby Bulldogs have a 2-point lead with 9.9 seconds remaining. Let's see what the Kennedy Eagles can draw up here to try to win this game. There's a good chance it's going to be in the hands of their star player, Sincere Alves. Up to him to make the decision. Gotta wonder who else is going to be on the court after foul trouble and injuries. Ergi Musalari has been out of the game with ice on his ankle since he hobbled off in the second half. Terence Morrison has stepped in bravely after Manny Beeman was forced out of the game. Look for Isaiah Tucker, too, here. I would think if Sincere Alves gets in a bit of trouble or double-teamed, Isaiah Tucker has had a sweet stroke from the perimeter all night long, especially in the fourth quarter, so no stranger to the pressure or crunch time. And down 85-83, Kennedy sends out Terence Morrison, Chauncey Hicks, Jabari James. It is Isaiah Tucker, and it is Sincere Alves. I expect those two players to have the final say here for Kennedy. Denying them the opportunity of a home win in overtime will be Andre Arrington, Chris Spears, Connie Glenn, Jonathan Rivera, and Busy Beeman. Terence Morrison has the ball, and he double dribbled. He makes a three, but he double dribbled first. The Crosby defense steps up in a huge way. Jabari James threw the ball to Terence Morrison, who dribbled, was triple teamed, and dribbled again. That's what the refs call. He hoisted up a three that was nothing but net. I think some of the Kennedy Eagles fans saw that and got excited. but it's Crosby ball with 3 seconds now, 85-83. This well-played game is frantic here in the end. And if Crosby can escape out of here with a win, it'll be huge for them. Connie Glenn tries to get it in. Is it going to be 5 seconds? It is! Just when you think one team is going to win, another crazy play comes in and says, I can top that. We've seen it all here tonight, folks. So now with 3 seconds left, after a 5-second violation, the Kennedy Eagles are going to have a chance to inbound this ball and put up a shot to send us to double overtime, or one that'll send Kennedy home winners. Students are leaving their seats and now right there on the sidelines. With this game being in Waterbury, a lot of Crosby supporters were able to make the quick trip to support their team. And the students and parents from Kennedy High School want to see their kids go home winners tonight in this hard-fought battle. Last few instructions being barked out by both of these coaches. They've earned their money tonight and then some. They've been there for their players. They've stuck up for them, drawn up plays, chewed off the ears of the referees. Great coaching here tonight. But the players are going to be the ones that decide it. Here we go again. Terence Morrison, Isaiah Tucker, Chauncey Hicks, Sincere Alves, and Jabari James are the 5 on the floor for the Kennedy Eagles as they try to win or send this to double overtime. Here comes the inbounds play. Hicks finds Alves, splits the double team, puts up the layup at the buzzer, and it goes! Double overtime. Here we come. It's 85-85. Fans have started to take the floor. They're going to need to be pushed back here as we are not done yet. It's only a tie ball game. Coach is barking to get their players back to the bench. Wow. All you can say sometimes as a commentator is wow. I'm supposed to have a way with words, but just wow. It's Jonathan Rivera in regulation for the Crosby Bulldogs to tie up this game, and it's Sincere Alves in overtime that ties it for the Kennedy Eagles. It's 85-85 in this battle of attrition here. We're heading to double overtime on Tuesday night in the Naugatuck Valley League here in Waterbury, Connecticut. This game is fitting of a conference championship. We're only in late December here. There's still so much of the season left to be played. And these two teams are showing why that they are so talented and a threat to win the NVL. Cops have begun to show their presence as well here tonight after some students rush the floor to congratulate Sincere Alves. They don't want to make sure anything gets out of hand here in this raucous gymnasium. Fans still chattering away and standing beside the court now. There's not many people left sitting in this gymnasium thanks to the intensity of this matchup. It's going to be Busy Beeman versus Chauncey Hicks for the opening tip in double overtime, and Sincere Alves is there to snag it for the Kennedy Eagles. He finds Jabari James on the wing. He cuts all the way to the paint, tries to sneak it through to Hicks, but he can't handle the pass. Here comes the Crosby Bulldogs. Chris Spears hands it off to Connie Glenn. He finds Jonathan Rivera, who's still in the game. It's Chris Spears wide open in the corner. He can't convert. Isaiah Tucker and number 10, Busy Beeman, fight for the ball, but it's going to go out on Crosby and be Kennedy Eagles basketball with 3:31 left. Jabari James into the front court. Andre Arrington was there to poke that pass away. He was looking for a wide open Isaiah Tucker, but couldn't find him. Again, we're at 85 here in double overtime. And the Kennedy Eagles are going to try to win this matchup here. The inbounds play just gets it in. He chucks it up to Sincere Alves, who drives through the lane, up and under and in. Sincere Alves is the master of tough contested layups. He displays his skills again and gives Kennedy a 2-point lead. Andre Arrington on the wing, over to Rivera, who wants to counter, I'm sure. The up and under layup reverse, draws the foul but doesn't go in. And with 3:05 left, Rivera heads to the line, and he'll look to tie the game at 87. Two shots for Rivera. The first one is good. You'd figure fatigue, stamina, mental awareness are all going to be huge factors down the stretch in this high school basketball game. These kids are putting on a show here tonight, and that's going to be unlucky. Isaiah Tucker tries to break through that scrum after the free throw bounced around. I think he dribbled the ball off his body, so that's going to be a double dribble there. And it's 87-86 Kennedy, but Crosby has the ball again. Rivera calls the play, sends Arrington off on a pick, and it's Connie Glenn, top of the key. Thought about the three, no. Chris Spears comes and retrieves the ball, finds Rivera. Looking to work his man, he does. He drives baseline, he puts up the shot, and he's hit in the back of the head. So he draws the foul. Once again, that's Robert Angus, who is checked into the game now. Dave Inzelinski, Manny Beeman are helpless over there on the bench. They played a pivotal part in this game tonight, as well as Hakeem Trueheart, but they now all have to watch in agony as their team tries to hang on for this victory. Here comes Rivera. The first free throw is good, and now we are tied at 87. Rivera's second free throw is up and back rim, so he goes 1 for 2 twice, and now we're tied at 87. This time, no trouble on the rebound for Kennedy, and it's Alves into the front court, and that's going to be a reach-in foul on Rivera. He tried to sneak in from behind and pick the back pocket of Sincere Alves, but the refs call the foul. It's Alves' turn to shoot free throws. So a substitution is going to be made now for Crosby. Jonathan Rivera comes out again to get a much-needed breather. He's been putting in work tonight for the Crosby Bulldogs. No doubt the only reason that we're in double overtime is because Jonathan Rivera has put this team on his back at times. Chris Spears has helped out. DJ Melendez has helped out, but Jonathan Rivera has been pulling the strings for the Crosby Bulldogs tonight. Meanwhile, it's Sincere Alves at the free throw line. He goes 1 for 2, and it's 88-87 Kennedy. We're 2.5 minutes left in this double overtime period. Busy Beeman on the low post is going to pull it out and pass it to Chris Spears. With no Rivera, let's see who takes the shot. It should be Spears. He's had the hot hand tonight. But what can Crosby conjure up? Here's Busy Beeman driving baseline, and he's fouled again, pushed in the back. And it looks like it's going to be Robert Angus again with the foul. This could give Crosby the opportunity to put Jonathan Rivera back in the game with his head in his jersey. I don't believe he fouled out, but he finds himself on the bench right now. Usually they award a timeout for that fouled out substitution, but Rivera watches from the bench as Busy Beeman's first free throw goes in and out with 2:14 left on the clock. Here comes Sincere Alves to join the party on the free throw line. His blocking out and rebounding aggression are going to be needed here if Beeman can't convert on the second free throw. The dribbles echo through the gymnasium. Beeman's second shot is up and he swishes it in. You can hear a pin drop in here sometimes in this intense double overtime. It's 88-88 and it's Sincere Alves into the front court. He's going all the way. He can't be stopped. He gets the blocking call. The layup was no good, but the late call from the ref puts Alves back on the line, and he can really ice this game. I would assume a lot of these possessions for Kennedy are going to be Sincere Alves with his head down, driving to the rack. Checking the foul scenario here again. Who will be subbed in this time? It's going to be number 30, Lyndon Frederick. So Busy Beeman heads to the bench. I believe he's now fouled out. 5 on him. So Jonathan Rivera and Busy Beeman, DJ Melendez, Jason Robinson, and Manny Escabales, all huge parts for this Crosby Bulldog team, now forced to watch from the bench. For the Kennedy Eagles, it's Hakeem Trueheart, Manny Beeman, and Dave Zielinski that have all fouled out. Sincere Alves is the last impact player standing. It's a bunch of role players here fighting for this win. Sincere Alves 1 for 2 from the line again. 89-88 Kennedy. Connie Glenn brings the ball up this time. He's got Chris Spears on his left. Connie Glenn wants to do it himself, looking like a running back through the lane and gets the layup. What a move late in this game by Connie Glenn. With stars on the bench for Crosby, he steps up huge. Sincere Alves is getting hounded, double teamed. Crosby comes away with it. 1:40 left on the clock now. That was a huge turn of events as Sincere Alves was a little bit out of control there, and it cost the Kennedy Eagles. Chris Spears now calmly dribbles, passes to Glenn. Can Glenn take his man again? Last possession was quite the show. He looks to do it. Spin move, in trouble, finds Spears. Reset, 1:20 left in the game, 90-89. Crosby Bulldogs are in front, and head coach Nick Augelli needs a timeout. 1:17 on the clock in a 1-point game in favor of the Crosby Bulldogs.
I wish, but we don't know.
So a much-needed break in the action and for the commentator here. Nate Zielinski again for DET Sports Media and Sky Channel 16. I don't think there's a column big enough in the newspaper to describe this game and this action that we've seen here tonight. We're currently in double overtime with 1:17 left on the clock. Back and forth, back and forth. Big play after big play, foul trouble, you name it. It's come to fruition in this basketball game tonight. We've seen it all. Right now to reset, we've got Crosby going to try to inbound this ball after a timeout. They had a bit of scramble to start their possession after forcing a turnover on Sincere Alves. And it's going to be Khalif Willard to inbound the ball. He's got number 30, Lyndon Frederick. He's got number 13, Connie Glenn. Number 4, Chris Spears, and number 11, Andre Arrington, as his targets on this inbounds pass. And Connie Glenn makes a critical error, catches the ball with his feet straddling the midcourt line, and they're going to call that backcourt violation. Head coach Nick Augelli has taken a number of steps onto the court here, trying to argue that his player was neither in the front court or back court and that it should still be Crosby ball, but I believe the first foot touched and then he stepped over that midcourt line, resulting in that turnover. Kennedy will take over. It's Alves, head down, drives again, ball stripped. Up ahead to Chris Spears. Isaiah Tucker there to stop him, and they call the foul. Both players meet at the rim. And we will head to the free throw line. Chris Spears and Isaiah Tucker both made a beeline for that rim. Tucker called for the foul. Spears shooting the free throws. It's 90-89 with 1:06 left in this game. Spears will need to compose himself. The gym is in a frenzy all around him. He will get that shooter's touch. He has made some of the most important buckets of the night. None bigger than that free throw to give Crosby a 2-point lead. Can he top it with another free throw here to make it 92-89? The front rim denies it. The ball ricochets away. Saved under the basket by Kennedy. But Chauncey Hicks passes it to a Crosby player. It's 93-89. Up ahead to number 34. He's going to make a layup. It's Robert Angus, who's come in as an overtime substitution. Huge layup ahead. Good look by Sincere Alves. And it's 93-91 after another couple seconds of chaos in this high school basketball game. 54.3 now remaining. And a timeout on the floor. I'm almost out of breath and adjectives here as we are deep into double overtime. And both of these teams have put on a show. Fans for Crosby are standing. Fans for Kennedy are standing. This is a heck of a high school basketball game. Looks like the clock is being adjusted, so instead of 54.3, we have 55.1 now. It'll still be Crosby's ball to inbound after the Robert Angus layup. Crosby celebrated a big layup of their own after that missed free throw. Chauncey Hicks could do nothing but save it to a Crosby player. I believe it was Lyndon Frederick, who then put up an uncontested layup under his basket. Sincere Alves caught the ball, dribbled a couple times, and chucked it ahead to Angus, who was able to make not the easiest layup. There was definitely some pressure and defense bearing down to get us to 93-91. Talk about defense. Kennedy pokes it away from the Crosby players, and it's Sincere Alves with the ball. He goes up, and he's fouled now with 45.2. Sincere Alves has lived on the free throw line here in double overtime. He's not making them all, though, which has put Kennedy behind here a little bit. But now he has 2 shots to tie the game. Alves' first is going to be short. Can't blame him. He's almost played every minute of this contest. We're now into the 40th minute thanks to double overtime here. 4 8-minute periods were not enough, nor was a 4-minute overtime. A Sincere Alves miss and free throw violation keeps this game at 93-91 with 44.9 left. Crosby able to inbound, a double team in the corner. Khalif Willard doubled again, and it's a blocking foul on Jabari James. Looks like it'll be number 40, Khalif Willard, shooting free throws, looking to extend this lead. The Kennedy High basketball coach beside himself thought his player did more than enough to play some great defense there. But Jabari James whistled for the foul, and it's going to be Terence Morrison, number 32, taking his place. Morrison equips the mouth guard and the face mask, and he's ready to go. But on the other end of the floor, it's going to be Khalif Willard, number 40, tasked with making 2 huge free throws for Crosby. The fans cheer him on. Can the young man do it? The first one hits the back rim and does not find the bottom of the net, so we're stuck at 93-91. Willard with one more opportunity. Steps away from the line, tries to compose himself. Willard makes the second, gets the bounce off the rim and the backboard. It's 94-91. Chauncey Hicks finds Alves. He's got a lot of work to do here. The defense is keying in on him. He finds Tucker, back to Alves. We're down to 30 seconds now. It's going to be Tucker from the corner for three. Short, off the foot of a Crosby player, though, and it'll stay Kennedy ball with 26.7. The net rippled, but it was due to it being just short. I'm sure a few Kennedy supporters thought that one was nothing but net. Chauncey Hicks inbounds, but it's a kick ball by Connie Glenn. And Kennedy will reset under the hoop. Down 3, under 30 seconds. Looking for another miracle. This game has been chocked full of them now. And it's up to Terence Morrison, off to Alves. He's in the corner. Morrison, the deep three, left open. Back rim, no good. The rebound is tapped around. Andre Arrington has a chance at it, and he gets fouled. It looks like Robert Angus, who was laying his body on the line on the floor for that loose ball after Arrington had kind of already claimed it, is going to get whistled for that foul with 16 seconds left. Even one free throw here would be monumental for Arrington, as it currently stands at a one-possession game. Arrington can make it two by making one of these free throws. Arrington, stone cold on the first free throw, and it's 95-91. Some Kennedy fans disheartened, making their way for the exit. They think that might be the final nail in this crazy coffin that is this high school basketball game. Sincere Alves controls the rebound. It's Morrison again, another deep three. Just short, Isaiah Tucker the rebound. There's still time here, but it's picked off by Willard. He's going to go all the way for the lay-in and seal the game. The Crosby Bulldogs have won 97-91 in a double overtime thriller. You just had to be here. It's early in the season, but this is a huge game for the confidence of every Crosby Bulldog player. They needed their entire roster after foul trouble. Star players finding the seat on the bench late in the game. Role players had to step up, like Chris Spears and Andre Arrington. And the young Khalif Willard comes up with huge free throws and a layup to pad the stats. Once again, this Naugatuck Valley League game between the Crosby Bulldogs and the Kennedy Eagles ends 90-91 in favor of the visiting Bulldogs. They improved to 4-0 on this season, and a lot of fans are leaving here stunned after what they just saw in this double overtime classic. Once again, I'm Nate Zielinski, signing off for DET Sports Media and Sky Channel 16. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time.